Hi guys, and welcome back to another Gab's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. So let's dive into this video first. And if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. So let's dive into this video. So as you all know guys, marami sa inyo ang tingin ko pumapasok na ngayon sa Axie Infinity na game. And I believe most of you are into SLP. And I think most of you are also new in the crypto space. And today I'll be giving you some technical analysis on the latest SLP and Axis movement, as well as in correlation niya with the Bitcoin and Ethereum price action. So in this video, we'll dive into Axie Infinity, SLP, Bitcoin latest action, the Ethereum price action, and then yung overall crypto market space, yung ating health ng ating crypto market. So if you find this video informative guys, please give this video a like, and if you want to see more content, subscribe lang kayo dyan guys sa baba guys. So as you all know guys, alam ko sa inyo is marami sumusunod dito sa Axie Infinity, and sa previous video pinakita ko sa inyo itong move, and yung move na to is meron tayong rising wedge. And traditionally, a rising wedge is a bearish price action. So this would mean the price would more likely bounce at these support and resistance areas. So right now we are seeing that one play out. Pero ang problem nga dito, ang rising wedge is traditionally a bearish pattern. So this would mean if this breaks down, it were more like if this breaks out, this would more likely go down. So meaning more likely na bababa siya up to this level, which is yung 11.3 US dollar na Fibonacci level and the bottom of the wedge. So this actually makes sense kasi kung titingnan mo yung movement niya, meron tayong support at the 11.3 at the Fibonacci retracement area, as well as itong rising wedge, ang technical target niya is itong bottom of the wedge. So if ever na nag-breakdown siya, kailangan ang mangyari dito is pag nag-breakdown, nagkaroon ng hourly candle close or 4 hour is mas maganda. If nagkaroon ng candle close with massive sell volume, dapat maraming red volume dito. If nagkaroon ng ganong movement, this would confirm the breakdown. Now, ano pa ba yung kailangan nyo i-take into consideration dito? Yung next na kailangan nyo i-consider is yung RSI. Kasi if you're going to look at this closely, yung ating price action has been increasing, pero yung RSI natin is declining. Ayan o, pababa siya ng pababa. So, this is not actually a healthy movement. So, if you have been in trade in crypto for a long time, you would know na an increasing price action with a declining RSI, that would indicate na it's bound to happen na magkakaroon ng correction. So, ibig sabihin niyan, if nagde-decline ng RSI natin, anytime soon, hindi natin masasabi kung bukas or next week or next month. Pero pag nakakita tayo ng gantong movement, this would mean na this action is now due for a correction and a dump. It needs to go back to being oversold. So, nakita ba tayo ng ganito isang example? Bigyan ko kayo ng isang example na naging ganun yung movement. So, noong, I believe, noong last March, this is actually between February, March, April, and May. Ganito kalaki ang naging example ng rising wedge natin. So, ito. Ito yung isang example ng rising wedge na meron tayong bearish divergence. So, increasing price action, declining RSI, at dahil dyan, nag-cause siya ng dump. Ayan o. So, meron tayong ganyang movement. At dahil dyan, this is traditionally a bearish pattern. Nag-breakdown siya. Nagkaroon ng dead cat bounce and then nag-confirm yung move to the downside. So, nakita natin yung movement niya na bearish. At the same time, yung RSI natin is declining. So, if this is the case na susundan natin, this would mean na yung bearish divergence is starting to form dito na for the Axie Infinity token. So right now, if I were you, you should be starting to take profits along the way. So every time na tumataas si Axie Infinity, every time na umaabot tayo dito sa resistance nitong white line, that's where you should be taking profits. Kasi if hindi ka nag-take profit dyan, this would more likely go down. And right now, we are seeing that one play out. Ayan oh. So, kita mo, nagkaroon tayo ng pump and then we exactly had this strong resistance at this area. So ngayon, is that will that always be the case? 70% of the time it will go down, but there are other times na magpapumpa din siya. And bakit? In times of a bull market, a rising wedge can be a continuation pattern, and kung naging continuation pattern siya, this would indicate na possible pa siya umakyat despite of having this bearish movement. And what would happen in order for this to go up? Ngayon, ang kailangan niya ngayon mangyari is, kailangan natin magkaroon ng buy volume. Buy, kailangan maraming green candles na pataas dito sa volume. At the same time, we need to have a early candle close above this resistance. So meaning, dapat meron tayong green candle above this this resistance. So if wala tayong green candle above this would more likely still play inside this movement. Pero if nagkaroon tayo ng green candle above this resistance, this would indicate na magpa-pump tayo. Now, ano ba yung target natin if nag-pump tayo within that area? So, to give you guys an technical analysis dito, what should you be looking for is this rising wedge, and then kukunin mo yung height niya from this rising wedge from the resistance up to the support, and then ilalagay natin siya sa possible point of breakout. So let's say nag-break na break niya to, we could actually see Axie Infinity token go up to 29.5 US dollars only if magkaroon tayo ng early candle close na green above the resistance as well as ma-break niya yung RSI resistance. If hindi natin nakita yon, this would not play out. So, kailangan niya muna magkaroon ng confirmation within those indicators. Kasi kung walang indicators na ganun, this would not go up. Kasi this is traditionally a bearish pattern. So, yun nga yung kailangan nyo intindihin guys. Meron tayong bullish and bearish scenario. Ito yung kailangan nyo intindihin pag papasok kayo sa crypto market. Kailangan nyo intindihin kung ano ba yung mga scenarios na tadaanan nyo. If nagkaroon tayo ng breakout, so yung first scenario natin is yung bearish scenario, which is more likely to happen dahil overbought at saka nagkakaroon ng declining RSI. So the bearish scenario would be something like this. So a pump and dump movement and then a breakdown to the bottom of the wedge, which is around 11.3 US dollars or 11, roughly $12. Let's be safe with the movement. So $12 yung bearish price action. Pero ang ating bullish target would be this 29.52 US dollars. Ngayon, if na-break natin siya, will this still continue? Hindi tayo 100% makakonfirm doon kasi we have this strong we have this strong Fibonacci resistance at the 26.6 US dollars. So, if ever na na-break natin tong level at nag-pump nga tayo, let's say nagkaroon tayo ng early close above this, kailangan niya ngayon ma-break itong 26.6 US dollar level. Kasi kung hindi niya na-break yon, this would more likely get some consolidation or possible na mag-reject up to this area and possible na mag-play tayo around that area for quite a long time. And yes, that could happen kasi this is called a reaccumulation phase. Now, a reaccumulation phase usually happens when the price went up significantly and then dahil sobrang overbought siya, magkakaroon siya ng correction and then mag-stay siya within one area. And nakita ba tayo ng ganon? Yup, actually. Kasi kung titingnan mo sa Ethereum, let's look at the Ethereum long term. Tingnan mo si Ethereum long term. So, kita mo, nagkaroon siya ng parabolic pump si Ethereum. So, si Ethereum, umakit tayo kay Ethereum, and then after nun, nagkaroon tayo ng resistance na. And because of that, nagkaroon tayo ng consolidation dito ngayon within this area. So, just like any other coin, magkakaroon tayo ng somehow anytime soon ng possible consolidation or rejection. So, of course, Axie Infinity token will go up regardless in the long term. So, in the long term, it will go up. Pero, in the short term, you need to understand that the price and movement ng ating Axie Infinity token and SLP, they will always be volatile. So, regardless kung ano sundan mong sabihin natin na sobrang ganda ng platform, sobrang ganda ng project, there is no guarantee palagi na in the short term, it will always go up. So in this case, if I were you na isa kang Axie Infinity player and kailangan mo gusto mo mag-breed and gusto mo mag-take profits with your SLP, Simple Love Potion na inyong token, what you should be looking out for is this technical analysis. So, if I were you at baguhan kayo sa crypto market, you need to know na every time na umaakit si coin, that's where you should take profit. So, kung yari nakapag-breed ka na and nakakuha ka na ng reward for SLP, every time na umaakit tayo sa mga gantong levels, that's where you should be taking your profits. And then, pag bumabagsak siya, that's where you should be entering sa mga inyong SLP. At the same time, kailangan nyo i-understand yung mga breakout movement. And if nag-breakdown siya, doon yung kailangan intindihin na dapat hindi mo na kayo papasok sa kahit anong SLP or sa mga ganitong movement. Pero remember, every time na bumabagsak, this would be the best opportunity. So, if I were you, I would more likely play Axie Infinity during a bearish movement. So, ibig sabihin, pagpabagsak si Axie Infinity, doon mas maganda pumasok at makakuha ng rewards. Pero, if gusto mo na mag-cash out, you need to wait for movements like this na mag-pump. Kailangan nyo abangan muna yung pag-increase niya bago kayo mag-take profit. Kasi kung nag-take profit kagad kayo dito na habang bumabagsak at hindi nyo pa nakita yung movement na umaakyat, that's not a good move kasi what you should be always capitalizing is these volatile movement. Remember, crypto market is always volatile and regardless of the hype na nangyayari, you need to understand na the market will always go up and it will always go down. So, kailangan nyo abangan yun, guys. So, yun yung ating price prediction for Axie Infinity token. So, just to give you a recap, ang bullish scenario natin for Axie Infinity token is this 29.4 US dollars if na-break natin to with volume, and then ang bearish if na-break natin tong rising wedge, it would more likely go down to 11.4 US dollars or roughly $12. So kailangan nyo abangan to kasi traditionally a rising wedge is a bearish pattern and then nakita nga tayo ng declining RSI which would indicate na it's now time for a trend reversal to the downside. So that acts infinity. And guys, if you want to support this channel, you could actually leave some donation down below. You could actually click the dollar sign dito sa ating YouTube super chat. Meron dyan dollar sign and you can leave donation if you want to support the channel. So, yun. Shoutout kay Syntax Error sa mukha uy. So, shoutout sa inyo guys. Shoutout kay Quiz Gaming and Teresa Sebastian. And yeah, Ariel Marie Cruz, hello, Cha San Diego. So, now let's move on to the next coin na ating pinag-uusapan, which is, other than Axie Infinite Token, meron din tayo nakatay, which is the SLP, or Simple Love Potion Token. So, as you all know guys, nagbigay ako actually ng technical analysis yesterday regarding this SLP movement. And kung titingnan mo, we have actually been playing this. We actually predicted the dump na, sabi natin na if we get oversold, overbought, kasi meron tayong bearish divergence, declining RSI, magkakaroon tayo ng dump to the 100 moving average. And then let's look at this. We exactly played that one exactly as predicted. So, because of this overbought price action, ayan, sabi natin magkakaroon siya ng dump, and yes, nangyari nga siya, nagkaroon tayo ng dump, and we went down exactly to the 100 moving average. As what I've been telling you, regardless kung maganda ang platform, regardless kung maganda ang inyong project ng coin, at some point in time, if naging overbought siya, and the technical indicators are saying na it's time to go down, it will go down, guys. Huwag kayong masyadong maging dependent sa sinasabi ng mga news kasi the, the more na mas bullish ang news, doon mas more likely magkakaroon ng correction. And yun nga nangyari. So sobrang bullish ng news natin, nagkaroon tayo ng dump. And that dump was very significant kasi we saw a very big 26% dump, which is napakalaki. Kung meron ka 100K, yung pera mo naging 74K within one day. So, nawalan ka ng 26,000 pesos within one day dahil sa movement na to. So, this is what you should be, this is what you should understand na what goes up must come down regardless kung ano yung kanyang movement. So now we are seeing this play out na. So what's next for SLP? So what's next is you should now be looking at this recent pump. So ito, nagkaroon tayo ng pump and right now we are getting a decline. So this is actually a bad news for SLP. Kasi if nagkaroon tayo ng, remember if nagkakaroon tayo ng up, ng high, ng trend, so higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then the same goes on. Pero if hindi nag-continue yung higher high, this is a bad sign kasi this is called a dead cat bounce indicating na the bulls is not sustainable anymore. Ibig sabihin yung pump is not sustainable and at some point, this now must correct to the moving averages which is yun nga, in 200 moving average and other indicators na pwede pang magsabi ng pwede maging mas bumaba pa. And an example of that is this Fibonacci retracement. So, ayan guys, so pwede tayo na bumagsak within these areas. So, ano pa ba yung nakikita natin dito? So, sabi din natin na increasing price action, so increasing price, and then yung RSI natin is declining, ayun, no, declining RSI. So, this would more likely indicate na we are going to see a trend reversal, and yun nga, nangyari siya exactly. So, nakita tayo ng trend reversal to the downside. So, ayan, no, we went down, now we are getting this pump. So, what must happen right now is SLP must bounce off within this yellow or red line. Kailangan niya mag-bounce dyan. Kasi this would help the pump to continue. This would sustain the pump to the upside. Kasi kung di tayo nakita ng pump dyan, I believe that would be the dead cat bounce and then this would more likely continue to the downside if hindi tayo nakakuha ng bounce dyan sa moving average. So this is what you should now be checking out for is itong movement for SLP. And just like what I've been telling you, you need to take profits along the way. It will, of course, it will go up in the long term, but in the short term, does not the short term does not guarantee you a 100% pump always. So, kailangan nyo, at some point, kailangan nyo mag-take profits and then you need to follow a strategy. So, every time na nag-drop siya, you need to buy at the support area. So, kita nyo to guys, oh. Tingnan nyo yung movement na to. May isang video ako which is yung how to buy the dip, which is in dollar cost average strategy. Dollar cost average strategy is basically, pag nag-drop yung price, mag-sell ka above, mag-take profit ka, and then pag nag-drop, magbabuy ka within the support. So, tingnan mo to. Nung bumagsak yung SLP, nagkaroon siya ng bounce within this support. So, this is the best time to buy. So, kung nakita niyo yung dollar cost average video ko, you would see na ito yung best strategy in buying the dip. So, if I were you, you should take that one, you should use that in your strategy. Meron ako video no, na the description below, yung playlist dyan na Gabs Crypto 101. You could actually check kung paano gumamit ng Fibonacci retracement, paano tayo take into consideration yung moving average, paano tayo gumawa ng pattern. Lahat doon sa playlist sa baba. So, let's now look for this next price action. So, for SLP, what must happen now is this needs to bounce off from the 50 moving average as well as 100. Kasi kung hindi tayo nakita nun, this can more likely go down up to 0.24. So, 24 cents. So, possible na bumagsak siya doon. So, you need to watch out for those levels bago kayo mag-enter into any movement for SLP and Axie Infinity token. Ngayon, alam ko marami din sa inyo hindi pa nakakaalam nito. So, if so of course yung mga matagal na sa crypto alam na to. Pero if baguhan ka, you need to understand na SLP and Axie Infinity token, just like any other coin, will always be dependent on the price action of Bitcoin. So, tingnan nyo to guys. Bumagsak si Bitcoin last night within ito nga, yung sudden drop niya. So, bumagsak si Bitcoin and yung pag-drop niya, this actually affected the market. So, makita mo na bumagsak si Ethereum, bumagsak si Cardano, lahat bumagsak. pati din si SLP bumagsak. Pati si Axie Infinity token bumagsak din. So you need to understand na before entering into SLP or Axie Infinity token, you need to look first at the Bitcoin price action. As long as Bitcoin is not dumping, as long as nagko-consolidate siya at nagpa-pump, this would help SLP and Axie Infinity token to go up. And paano ba natin malalaman yun? You could actually check, kasi di ba meron tayong Axie Infinity token versus the US dollar. Ngayon, ang kailangan nyo i-check is yung Axie Infinity token versus Bitcoin. This would tell you kung kailan tataas yung price. So, if pataas yung price action natin, this would tell you, if pataas yung axis to Bitcoin, if this would tell you na Axie Infinity will pump higher than Bitcoin. Pero if pababa to, it will tell you na Axie Infinity will dump will dump lower than Bitcoin. So, you need to check you need to check this one out, yung Axie to Bitcoin pairing, kasi every time na magkakaroon ng pump si Axie, kailangan niya mag-pump against this Axie to Bitcoin dominance. So that's how you navigate to the market. So first, kailangan nyo i-check si Bitcoin. Next, kailangan nyo i-check si Ethereum. Ngayon kay Ethereum, ang kailangan mangyari is, di ba kay Bitcoin kailangan nagka-consolidate or nagpa-pump. Kay Ethereum, ang kailangan mangyari is either nagka-consolidate or nagpa-pump. So same goes with those sinabi natin kay Bitcoin and Ethereum. Kailangan niya mag-consolidate, and the best time na magko-pump yung mga ating price movement is pag nagka-consolidate si Ethereum. So every time na sideways si Ethereum, dyan tayo makita ng pump with SLP and Axie Infinity token. And that actually checks out with the SLP to Ethereum pairing. So ayan no, dahil nag-consolidate si Ethereum, dahil nag-consolidate si Ethereum dito sa ating short term, tingnan mo sa 1 hour, nag-consolidate si Ethereum, nakakita tayo ng pump for SLP to Ethereum action. So ito yung kailangan nyo abangan palagi, which is other than the Bitcoin pairing is the Ethereum price action. Kasi the more na magko-consolidate si Ethereum, dun more likely magpa-pump si SLP and Axie Infinity token. Si Axie Infinity token dependent naman kay Bitcoin, and you could actually check that one out with the Axie Infinity to Bitcoin dominance pairing. So yun yung kailangan nyo i-check ngayon. So let's try to understand for the long term. Alam ko marami sa inyo gusto malaman kung how high will Axie Infinity token and SLP go for the long term. So itong kailangan nyo malaman, as long as Bitcoin is in a bull market year, we could see this one go up. So provided nangyari yon, we can see Axie Infinity go up to, let's see the chart. We could see Axie Infinity go up to 42 US dollars for the long term. So from this level, $42 is actually 83% from our current price action. Pero if nag-wait kayo, nag-abang kayo ng dip or correction, let's say nag-play out na itong rising wedge. Let's say nag-play out na siya at nag-drop na siya. Pag nag-enter ka dito, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na kailangan nyo mag-dollar cost average. Pag dyan kayo nag-buy, instead of 80% na profit makukuha nyo, ang makukuha nyo ngayon is 250% profit. So, ito yung pinagkaiba ng buying when the price is going up versus buying when the price is going down. So, if I were you, you should always buy when the price is going down. So, kailangan nyo i-check, kailangan nyo abangan itong movement kasi huwag kayo masyado maghahabol ng pump kasi at the same time, the more na umaakyat, doon more likely bababa. Pero, yun nga, bull market can make you money, but do know that bear market can make you rich. And this actually proves a point kasi tingnan mo, pag bumili ka dito sa bull market, you would actually get 80%, pero pag bumili ka sa bear market, you would get 250%. So yun yung difference niya, guys. So ayun, same goes with SLP. Ngayon, let's see naman yung price prediction for SLP. So kung ay kay Axie Infinity, ang price prediction natin dito for the long term is $42 provided na sa bull market here. Ano naman yung kay SLP? So, for SLP, let's see kung gaano tayo akyat. So, for SLP, we could actually see 1.6 US dollars for the long term, provided na nasa bull market year tayo for SLP. Remember guys, this is for the long term. This is not the short term. In the short term, of course, it will go down, bababa siya regardless of the price action. But for the long term, of course, as long as na bull market year tayo with Bitcoin, 1.6 is the maximum. It's the foreseeable for me dito sa aking chart. So 1.6 for the long term, that would equate to roughly around 90, 90 pesos, 100 pesos of value for SLP. And from this area, if bumili ka ngayon ng SLP, you would get 347% profit. Pero if nag-wait ka ng kanyang dump correction, you can actually get and maximize 500% of profit. So yeah, that's for SLP and Axie Infinity token. And yeah, so ngayon, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, mangyayari lang to provided na nasa bull market year tayo for Bitcoin. So with that being said, let's dive into the Bitcoin long term. But yeah, and before we before we head into this Bitcoin long term, magtingin lang tayo muna ng chat. Thanks kay thanks Kerwin de la Cruz for the donation. Guys, if you want to drop your donations, you can actually click the dollar sign down below in the YouTube super chat and you can donate how kung magkano gusto nyo if you want to support the channel. So wala namang sapilitan guys and sa inyo naman yun. Cardano please. Sure, sige. Pasdahan natin siya. Boss, patiin naman ng DPET sa MEXC platform. Sige, let's pasadahan natin siya. Tingnan natin mamaya. So we should take profit now. Ang opinion ko dyan, magpa-partial take profit ka. So, kung meron kang 100 pesos, you should be taking profit. Kung yari, 100 pesos, kuha ka na ng 20 pesos doon. And then, let's say umakit palalo, kuha ka ulit ng 20 pesos. Kasi, hindi natin alam, kaya tayo kumukuha ng paunti-unti. Kasi what if nagpampalalo? Pag nagpampalalo tapos, let's say nag-all-in ka ng exit, tapos hindi mo nakuha yung, let's say nag-all-in ka ng exit, tapos nag-sell ka na, edi ngayon naiwanan ka ng price action. Pero let's say, hindi ka nag-take profit, tapos biglang bumagsak yung price. Edi anong nangyari? Wala ka nakuhang profit ngayon. So, ang kailangan nyo mangyari is, kailangan nyo mag-take profit along the way. Kahit papano. Shout out din kay, let's see more. Shout out kay Rodel Reyes. Shout out kay Mariel Valentin. Shout out kay Dayan Diaz. Shout out kay Kerwin de la Cruz. Shout out din kay Torado Backyard Bieber. Sir, ask lang sa TLM, any insight? Malaki po kasi volume ng daily niya ngayon. Sige, let's dive into that mamaya. So, yeah. Let's now move on to Bitcoin naman. Kasi 'di ba sabi natin, aakyat lang si SLP and Axie Infinity as long as Bitcoin is moving sideways, as long as healthy si Bitcoin, as long as we are not seeing a Bitcoin breakdown. This would indicate na healthy ang movement ni SLP and Axie. So, kailangan niya ngayon magstay above. Kailangan ni Bitcoin ngayon magstay within this area. So, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart muna. So, right now for the Bitcoin chart, we are actually seeing some bad news. So, ako guys, gusto ko maging honest sa inyo regardless kung mag-pump and dump. Pero right now, meron tayong isang bad news na nangyayari. Though, meron tayong multiple good news, pero we are starting to see some bad news dito. So, ano yung first bad news ko dito? So, first bad news is yung RSI. So, as you know guys, we have been following this RSI. And then, sabi natin meron tayong bullish divergence. And then, meron tayong resistance and then support. Pero ito na yung bad news. We are now starting to break the RSI support. So, if nag-close siya bukas ng 8 o'clock, na ganito pa rin yung RSI, this would indicate na Bitcoin can still go down up to siguro 30K, 30,000 US dollars. Pero itong resistance na nakikita natin, itong support na nakita natin is actually telling us na pwede pa din siya mag-fall up to 28.7K for the Bitcoin price action if nangyari yun. Pero ito yung isang previous resistance na nag-act sa support. Ang current support niya actually is 31.3K. So 31.3K yung current support natin. And then pag na-break natin yon, 28.7K yung next support. So kailangan niyo i-watch out yung 31.3K. Kailangan niya hindi siya mag-drop below the 31.3K level. If nag-drop siya, if nagkaroon siya ng daily candle close below that, doon tayo makita na more likely ng 28.7K. Pero as long as we stay above the 31.3K, I believe na healthy pa din siya. So, is this all bad news pag na-break to? Not really. Kasi let's say nag-drop pa lalo si RSI. Let's say bumaba lalo si Bitcoin. Or let's say bumaba pa siya ng sobra. Let's say bumabagsak siya ng todo. As, and kung titingnan mo to, as long as the RSI is not getting lower lows, tingnan nyo to guys. Kung nag-drop pa si Bitcoin at nag-drop din si RSI, tingnan nyo to. The RSI is still increasing. Yung kanyang lower low, nagkakaroon siya ng higher low instead of a lower low. So this would mean it will still continue the bullish divergence. So in this case, alam natin ang bullish divergence is a trend reversal to the upside. So meaning, if nag-continue pa to, this can still go up in the long term. So as long as we are seeing RSI higher lows, we can still see a trend reversal to the upside and healthy pa din ang market. Now, ano pa ba yung next kailangan nyo tingnan dito? Ang next na kailangan nyo tingnan dito is yung strong resistance. So, kailan natin masasabi na magpa-pump na for the long term si Bitcoin? Masasabi natin na magpa-pump na siya for the long term if na-break natin itong 6 months na resistance. So, tingnan nyo to guys. 6 months na itong resistance na nag-form sa RSI. So, as long as nandito pa tayo, we could still more likely see a Bitcoin movement going down at hindi pa tayo magpa-pump not unless ma-break natin itong resistance. If na-break natin yung resistance, if nakakita tayo ng breakout dito, if nag-pump tayo above this resistance, doon tayo makita ng Bitcoin trend reversal to the upside. So as long as hindi pa tayo nakita ng ganon, this would more likely go down. Pero if na-break natin yung RSI resistance, we can now see Bitcoin go up. So now let's see naman itong isang bad news na nakikita natin. So yung isang bad news actually is nasa weekly time frame. So ito, buksan natin i-hide natin yung mga ibang indicators. So yung isang bad news na nakikita natin ngayon is actually more of this. Okay, hide lang natin siya. So yung ating next bad news is this moving average. So ang kailangan na ngayon mangyari is, tingnan nyo to guys. Itong red line na to, in a bull market, look at historical data. In a bull market, si Bitcoin never go down, it never closed below the 50 moving average. So ayan no, 50-week moving average. Every time na bull market si Bitcoin, nagba-bounce tayo above this red line. Nakita din natin siya ng previous market cycle, nagba-bounce siya within this red line. So na ngayon, ito na yung nangyayari ngayon. What Bitcoin must now do, it must now bounce within this red line. Kung hindi tayo nakita ng bounce dyan anytime soon, I believe that's the start of the bear market for Bitcoin. So, is this alarming? Yes, for me, it's going to be alarming only if nagkaroon tayo ng candle close below this 50-week moving average. So, as long as nag-stay pa din tayo within this red line, above the red line, healthy pa din ang movement niya. Pero if nag-close siya below, bad news na yun guys. So, ang kailangan niya mangyari ngayon is magstay si Bitcoin for the next 6 weeks dito sa red line na to. So, possible na baka maging ganito yung red line kasi nakita tayo alam natin na si moving average is a lagging indicator. So, we could actually see na itong movement na to mangyari dito. So, ang kailangan mangyari ngayon ni Bitcoin is mag-play around this red line in order to still stay at a bull market. Pero is this at the start of a bear market? For me, to be honest, I don't think na we are about to enter a bear market. Though, meron tayong two indicators na nagsasabi, meron tayong one indicator actually, one indicator lang na nagsasabi ng bear market. Pero if you're going to look at historical data, in order to say na nasa bear market tayo, kailangan natin ng blow off top. Ang blow off top is parabolic pump. So, ayun, parabolic pump, parabolic, and kailangan natin ng volume, kailangan natin ng volume. So, doon natin masasabi na parabolic na tayo and market cycle top na siya. At the same time, ang next na kailangan nyo tingnan is itong Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. So, kung matagal na kayo dito sa channel, alam nyo na itong Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve is actually a good indicator in determining the price for the long term. So, medyo mabagal siya mag-load. So, this is actually the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Kung titingnan mo to, meron tayong sinusundan na market cycle. So, every 4 years, nagpa-pump si Bitcoin and nagda-dump. So, meron tayong 4-year market cycle. And tingnan nyo to guys. Noong 2013 and 2014, doon naging market cycle top, nag-reach tayo ng peak within this resistance. Same goes dito sa 2018, 2017, 2018, nag-reach tayo ng peak. Ngayon, dito, sa ating current bull market, wala pa tayong nagaganap na peak. So ngayon, ang sinasabi natin ngayon dito sa logarithmic growth curve, ang maximum market cycle top would be 135,000 US dollars. So, tingnan nyo to guys, the more na dinedelay natin yung price action, tumataas yung ating market cycle top. So, ngayon, ang market cycle top, foreseeable market cycle top is 135K. Before, ang foreseeable natin is 107K. Tingnan nyo, the more na nagko-consolidate at nagde-delete si Bitcoin, the more na tumataas yung ating market cycle top. So, this would indicate na healthy pa din yung consolidation natin. And ito, sinasabi niya na wala pa tayo sa market cycle top, halfway pa lang tayo ng market cycle. So, this would indicate na maaga pa tayo sa market. So, if I were you, I would start buying Bitcoin pa din at this area kasi malaki pa yung ating ipapump. This is actually roughly 400% from the current price action. So, yeah, masyado pa maaga for Bitcoin. Now, let's look at the Bitcoin short term naman kasi alam ko marami sa inyo ang kinakabahan ngayon sa price action ni Bitcoin kasi of course it will affect the whole market, especially kay SLP and kay Axie Infinity token. So now let's look at the Bitcoin short term. So for the short term, nakita tayo actually ng bullish divergence for the hourly. So gawa tayo ng trend line. Kasi si RSI, tingnan nyo, the RSI is currently increasing while the price is declining. This would indicate na magkakaroon tayo ng trend reversal to the upside. Ngayon, ang kailangan nyo tingnan is yung mga moving average. Kasi tingnan mo, every time na nagta-trend reversal tayo from this bullish divergence, nakakuha tayo ng resistance at the moving average. So, pump, resist, moving average, dump. Pump, resist, moving average, dump. Pump, resist, moving average, dump. And ngayon nakakita tayo ng ganon movement. Similar. So what Bitcoin must now do is Bitcoin must break this moving average. So it must go up now within the moving average in order to confirm the trend reversal. Kasi kung hindi pa natin siya na-break, this would not go up pa din. So kailangan natin ngayon ma-break si moving average in order to flip bullish for Bitcoin. Next, pag na-break natin siya, ang next target natin dyan is the 50 moving average, 100 moving average, and so on. So, kailangan niya ngayon ma-break yung mga resistance ngayon na moving averages. So, if you want to navigate the market, you need to follow the Bitcoin movement for the moving average. So, yeah, that's Bitcoin for the short term. And yeah, I believe na we could see a trend reversal na din at any point kasi to be honest, tingnan mo, ang laki ng bullish divergence natin dito and a big bullish divergence would indicate a bigger pump to the upside. So, to be honest, ang nakikita kong possible pump niya is within the 50 moving average or the 100 moving average. So this could say na possible na pumunta tayo ng 33K anytime soon. So as long as we are healthy with this movement, we could see some pump with Bitcoin as well as the buong crypto market space. Now, quick plug lang guys, if you want to see mga ating ibang analysis na sinishare ko and mga thoughts ko within the market. Sinishare ko sa Twitter account ko, guys. You could actually follow me on Twitter at Tristan Bal, yung nakita nyo dyan na sign dito sa nakalagay Twitter. And guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you could actually follow me. Same handle din, Tristan Bal. So, nag-share ako ng mga insights ko dun, especially dito sa mga price action with SLP and Axie Infinity token. And then yung mga before and after. And you can get, I'll give you some updates, guys, both on Twitter and Ethereum, Twitter and Ethereum, both on Twitter and Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me, link is in the description below. And yun nga, yung handle ko dyan, Tristan Bal, yun yung aking handles. So yeah, quick plug lang, and then let's dive into another movement. So tingnan nyo to, guys. Bitcoin is now pumping, and because of the Bitcoin pump, Axie Infinity token is now pumping. Tingnan nyo to. Kita nyo? Ayan oh. Nagpa-pump ngayon si Axie Infinity token, pati si SLP. Tingnan natin si SLP. So, ayan, nakita tayo ngayon ng pump for SLP, for Axie Infinity. So, this would indicate na dependent talaga ang price action ni SLP at Axie Infinity kay Bitcoin. So, regardless kung ano yung sundan yung token, kailangan nyo sundan palagi ang Bitcoin price action. So, ayan no, sumasabay siya, sumasabay. So, ayan, sunod-sunod siya lahat dun, guys. And yeah, so now let's look at Ethereum price action naman. So for the Ethereum price action, so buksan natin ngayon for the short term. So delete lang muna natin to. So previously kay Ethereum, binigyan ko kayo ng signal which is itong rising wedge. And the rising wedge is a bearish pattern. So just like what I've been telling you, if Ethereum will break this with volume, this would more likely go down. Pero if walang volume, magkakaroon siya ng support at some area such as the 50, 100 moving average. So ayan no, nag-break na-break natin yung Ethereum rising wedge. Nung na-break natin siya, sabi ko sa inyo, walang volume, magkakaroon siya ng support. And nagkaroon nga siya ng support. So ayun no, may support siya dito sa ating 100 moving average for the 4-hour time frame. Pero on top of that, nakita actually tayo ng bear flag. So hindi ko actually ito na signal na sa inyo, guys, kasi we have been focused masyado with Bitcoin, SLP, and Axie Infinity token. Pero if nakita nyo sa side nyo to, guys, congratulations sa inyo. Kasi this bear flag would actually indicate na yung ating pump would continue. Tingnan natin yung kanyang target. So this would actually continue to the 1,800 US dollars, 1870, 1880, which played out exactly as this target. So kita nyo, nagpa-follow yung mga pattern natin dito, yung mga target. So nagpa-play out siya exactly at those levels. So congratulations kung nakuha nyo to. So if you want to learn yung mga gantong trading patterns, kung paano nyo makukuha yung mga ganyang movement, you could actually check my playlist down below, yung Gabs Crypto 101 nga. Meron ako doon tutorial video on how can you get and how can you maximize this movements. So ayun na, nagpo-pump ngayon si Ethereum dahil si Bitcoin is pumping. So just like what I've been telling you, yun yung ating mga sinusundan. So right now, Ethereum, actually wala akong masyadong analysis dito ngayon for the short term. But what you should now be checking for is the moving averages. So 20, 50, and the 100. So ngayon, tingnan nyo, nagpe-play out ngayon si Ethereum within the 20 and 50. So same goes with Bitcoin. Ang kailangan ngayon mangyari is ma-break si 50 moving average for the hourly. So sa ngayon, nagkakaroon tayo ng resistance sa 50 moving averages exactly. Same goes with Ethereum, exactly dito sa 50 moving average resistance. Makikita nyo na dyan tayo nagkakaroon talaga ng resistance. So for the Ethereum price action, I don't think na may masasabi tayo for the short term other than the moving average. Pero meron din kasi tayo nagpo-form na, tingnan nyo to, guys, declining price and then increasing RSI. This would indicate na trend reversal to the upside siya. So kaya nakita tayo ng pump dahil sa kanyang bullish divergence, at the same time, Bitcoin is pumping. So ngayon, Bitcoin is currently pumping. I hope you have been buying the dip kasi the more na nagpa-buy kayo ng dip, the more niya na ma-maximize yung compounding profit. So for the Ethereum long term, let's try to look at the long term price action for Ethereum. So let's follow actually the 200 and this moving average. So for the long term, ang kailangan nyo dito tingnan is yung 200 moving average. So right now, we are at the best buying time kasi every time a coin is below the 200 moving average in the daily, that would actually be the best time to buy. So ngayon, nasa buying areas tayo ngayon kay Ethereum. So this would indicate na it's the best time to buy Ethereum for the long term. So yeah, ang kailangan ngayon mangyari is kailangan ni Ethereum ngayon umakyat dito back to the 200 moving average in order to stay healthy. And kailangan niya ma-break ngayon sa 100 moving average in order to flip 100% bullish for the long term. So yeah, and guys, if you want to drop some donation, you could actually leave a donation down below using the dollar button down below within the super chat. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can drop some donation. Now, let's try to dive into other coins naman. Alam ko marami sa inyo nag-request. So let's first start with one of the requests, which is yung Cardano. So same goes with Cardano. Same goes with Ethereum. For Ethereum, ang kailangan natin tingnan is yung 200 and 100 moving average. So, buksan natin si Cardano. So, tingnan nyo to. Si Cardano, nag-play out siya from this triangle and then nag-drop tayo exactly as predicted dito. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So, nag-drop tayo with that level exactly. Ngayon, ang kailangan ngayon mangyari is, I think Cardano would more likely play out within this 200 and 100 moving average. So, what must now happen is, in order to flip bullish with Cardano, kailangan niya kayo ma-break yung 100 moving average. And hanggat wala pa tayong nakitang breakout sa ganyang movement, hindi tayo makakita ng pump for Cardano. So, in yung Cardano for the long term. For the short term, just like Ethereum, hindi natin siya ma-analyze not unless magkaroon tayo ng bagong pattern. And this will, of course, will be dependent on Bitcoin price action pati dito sa ating moving average. So yeah, that's Cardano. Not much to do some technical analysis, pero what you should be understanding dito is it will be dependent on the moving average for the short term, especially kay Arlie. So ayan, break natin yung 20. Cardano can still pump pa ngayon kasi malayo pa siya kay 50 moving average. So yeah, moving average and price of Bitcoin, dependent siya doon. So shoutout kay Ethel Patrick Ramos, Carlo Carandang, and then Tentacle Hex. May pumasok na whale? Si Apple na kaya to? Hindi natin sure. Pero alam ko matagal na nagbabalak si Apple pumasok sa crypto market space eh. Features tutorial, coach. Ang masasabi ko sa features is if newbie ka, trade with spot wallet. Pero if experienced trader ka, doon ka mag-features. Pero regarding with tutorial, ang masasabi ko sa inyo guys is magbibigay lang ako sa inyo na analysis kung kailan yung breakout. Pero it is still at your own risk kung kailan kayo mag-entry. Hindi ako magsasabi na entry price, pero magsasabi ako ng mga target levels. So for example, nag-breakout si Bitcoin dito. Buksan natin to. So for example, nag-breakout si Bitcoin within this movement. Magsasabi ako na, yup, this is a good buying level kasi nagkaroon ng sell volume. Pero hindi ko sasabihin sa inyo entry kasi it's at your own risk na kung kailan kayo mag-enter. Pero the best time to enter would be after an early candle confirmation with volume. So, dun mas maganda bumili or mag-enter ng kahit anong futures position. For me lang, personal take ko lang dun. So, dun kayo mag-enter palagi. And tingnan nyo to guys, we have been actually predicting the price movements exactly as predicted for the past few weeks. So, ayun na, nakukuha natin yung mga pump and dump actions. So, ayun na, nakukuha natin yung mga price actions natin exactly as predicted. So, tandaan nyo, mas maganda na maging gamay muna kayo sa technical analysis before entering into any futures movement. So let's dive into other coins. May nagsasuggest ng pili lang tayo dito ng coins. Polkadot? Pwede din, sige. Let's check Polkadot. Then TLM. So Polkadot. So for Polkadot, not much to TA dito, to be honest. Let's look at the daily. Actually, hindi healthy movement ni Polkadot ngayon. So bearish ngayon si Polkadot. Ang pwedeng support levels na pwede nyo tingnan dito is actually the $10 US. Actually, itong $13 level, yun yung current support na pwede natin tingnan. Yeah, yun yung pwede natin tingnan. So, in order for Polkadot to flip bullish, kailangan ni Polkadot ma-break yung 20-day moving average. Kasi right now, yun yung nag-acts as resistance dito. Pero tingnan nyo to guys, itong 20 and 100. 20 and 200. So, nung nag-drop si Polkadot, buksan natin to ha. Nung nag-drop si Polkadot, nakakita tayo actually ng symmetric triangle. Ito, symmetric triangle sa daily. And then nung nag-breakdown, actually sayang, ang gandang good shorting opportunity pala to eh. Kasi nung nag-breakdown, nakita tayo ng movement and nag-play out tayo dyan. Pero may strong support tayo at the $13 level. Pero it can still go down up to $11 for Polkadot. So $11 is actually the technical target for this triangle. Pero in order to flip bullish for Polkadot, kailangan niya muna ma-break itong 20-day moving average. So let's say na-hit na natin yung target. Kailangan niya ngayon ma-break to. And then the next milestone na kailangan niya ma-break is itong 200 moving average. So kailangan niya ma-break itong 200 moving average for Polkadot. Pero for me, to be honest, maganda si Polkadot for the long term. So if I were you, I would, yeah. Kasi nasa top market cap coin siya kasi tingnan mo. Polkadot, ayan o, number 9 siya dito sa top market cap coin. So yeah, this is a good buying coin. Let's look TLM. Sige, TLM tayo. Ako personally, I hold Polkadot kasi tingin ko maganda yung movement niya dahil sa kanyang relation with Cardano. So for TLM naman, no, not much. Pero may good news tayo for TLM. Na-break natin yung 20-day moving average. So this would mean na magpa-pump tayo. Na-break natin yung 50-day moving average. Let's see, 100. Wala pa kasi masyado pong maaga. Let's look at the 4-hour. Overbought na. Overbought na si TLM. But this can still trend higher kasi wala pa tayong bearish signals. Pero yeah, if I were you, expect somehow a pullback man lang kay 20 moving average. So possible na mag-consolidate siya. Or possible na mag-pullback kahit papano. Pero since wala pa tayong bearish signals dito other than the RSI being overbought, this would indicate na magkakaroon tayo ng pullback pero dump. Possible pero unlikely pa yung dump kasi wala pa tayong bearish divergence pero overbought siya so possible na magpo-pullback pa din regardless. So that's for the short term kay TLM. You need to understand na what goes up must come down. Pero in order to have a major dump, kailangan niya ng bearish divergence and somehow more bearish patterns and signals. Let's look at keychain. Sige, VChain. So actually, kakacheck ko lang ng VChain kanina bago tayo nag-open kasi kasali ako sa isang VChain group. So for VChain, ang kailangan nyo intindihin, for the short term, hindi nyo madedetermine yung price action, pero what VChain must do is it must break the 20-day moving average in order to flip bullish kay VChain. So as of now, wala pa tayong ganung movement. So if this is not yet happening, I don't expect a VChain pump anytime soon in the future. So yeah, yun yung kailangan nyo tingnan. The 20-day moving average. Sige nga, tingnan natin yung DPET. Hindi ko pa nakikita actually yung DPET. DPET to PHP. P5 PET. Not sure kung saan ko pwede siya tingnan eh. Meron siguro sa trading view. Check natin trading view. Wala din. Yan. Hindi ko sure kung saan mo pwede i-check sa DPET eh. MEXC platform. Ah, yun pala yung MEXC platform. Okay. MEXC. MEXC exchange. So DPET, let's check DPET. So for DPET, sige, let's try to analyze this. Let's 1 hour. Set lang natin yung settings niya kasi tandaan nyo may sinusundan tayong settings. So 20, 20, 50, 100, and 200 moving average. Okay, so for the early, sobrang overbought tayo kay DPET. Let's try to add another indicator. Let's use RSI. So RSI, unexpected error. So yeah, RSI, buksan natin si RSI. So for RSI, tingnan natin to. So right now, overbought tayo ngayon kay DPET, kay hourly. So possible na mag-pullback siya to this 20 moving average. Yan, pwede tayo bumagsak dyan. Pero yeah, yun lang yung nakikita kong analysis for ngayon kasi wala naman tayong bearish divergence na nagpo-form, so there are no signs na major dump. Pero overbought, sobrang overbought tayo dito sa ating very overbought tayo kasi way above 70 tayo dito kay RSI. Tapos itong movement na to is unhealthy na for this massive pump. So let's try to check 15-minute time frame. So 15-minute time frame, yes, pwede pa mag-dump siya lower up to the 20 moving average dito kay 15-minute time frame. So pwede tayo bumagsak pa dyan lalo. Yeah, so for DPET, overbought siya. And more likely, dun tayo makakuha ng bounce within this 20 moving average. Pero kay 15-minute time frame, nakakita tayo ng bearish divergence. So declining yung RSI while increasing yung price. This would indicate na magda-dump si DPET for the short term. So yeah, expect a dump dito kay DPET. So ayun na, nagda-dump siya. 5-minute time frame, nagda-dump siya ngayon. And yes, dead cat bounce. More likely it will go down to the 50 moving average kay 5-minute. Kaya in the 15 minute, you could see that go down dito kay 20 moving average in the 15 minute. Pero kay hourly, it's very hard to tell pa kasi wala pa tayong bearish signals for the hourly. In the short term, dun tayo more likely makakita ng dump. So yeah, that's for DPET. Thanks Kyrie and Kyle's Crib for the donation. Thanks for the support. Win. Sige, let's look at win. Sige, so for win, in the daily, yeah, bearish pa din tayo kay win. So, kailangan niya ngayon ma-break sa 20 moving average. So, sa ngayon, wala pa tayong nakita ng ganon. So, what now must happen is Bitcoin must now pump para makahabol itong win. So, right now, if hindi pa natin na-break itong 20 moving average kay daily, don't expect some pump pa for win. Pero right now, we are below the 200 moving average. So remember, if below the 200 moving average tayo, that would more likely be the best time to enter ulit. So yeah, if I were you, I would be reaccumulating at this area kay win. Same goes kay dot kanina. Yung pag below the 200 moving average, that would be the best time to enter. Pero tingnan nyo to, ang healthy actually ng Ethereum kasi si Ethereum, despite of having some major dumps, we are still actually staying above the 200 moving average. Same goes with Cardano. Actually, kay Cardano, above the 200 moving average pa tayo. Oh, ayan oh. So, sobrang healthy. Actually, ang pinaka-healthy dito si Cardano. So, if I were you, I would be investing more in Cardano other than any other altcoins. So, tingnan nyo to guys. I believe kanina, sinas ang ina-analyze natin is magpupump siya up to the 50 moving average. And ayun, nag-play out na siya exactly as predicted. So, bilis. Ganun kabilis yung price action niya ngayon. So, kaya mahalaga yung ating 50 ito mga moving averages. So, maganda sundan yung mga ganyan levels. So, let's try to go back. So, mukhang si SLP, dead cat bounce na ngayon nangyayari. So, possible na bumagsak na siya. Back to 100 moving average. Kasi, ayan o, hindi na tayo nagkaroon ng higher high. So, this would indicate na this is a bad news for SLP. Pero what must now happen is Bitcoin must now pump in order for this. Kailangan ni Bitcoin na hindi sobrang mag-pump. Kailangan na sustainable pump yung hindi sobra-sobra para mag-pump si SLP and Axie Infinity token. So guys, if you want to see the full analysis ni SLP and Axie Infinity token, you could actually scroll back dito sa video natin. Kailan po kaya ang possible big dump? If tatanungin niyo ako for Axie Infinity token, magkakaroon ng big dump if na-break natin tong rising wedge. So pag na-break natin to with volume, this can go down up to the 11.3 US dollars. So kailangan ma-break nito with a confirmed sell volume with an early candle close. When is the best time to enter? Whenever there is a bullish or bearish divergence. The best time to enter is actually pag nagda-drop at nakita nyo na nag-candle close na to, that would be more likely the best time to enter. So kung yari, dito kay bullish divergence. Let's say nag-drop si Bitcoin. Ako, ang personal strategy ko dyan is pag nag-dump, tapos hindi muna ako mag-enter dito. Pero pag nag-close siya, na higher na yung RSI, tapos lower low itong movement, dito ako more likely mag-enter. Though risky siya kasi possible pa din na mag-continue. So, ang kailangan mo dyan tingnan is yung mga moving averages na. Kasi kung titingnan mo sa 15-minute time frame, tingnan mo tong, ayan o, kailangan actually muna ma-break yung 200 yung 20 moving average in order to play the bullish divergence. So yeah, dito ako more likely mag-enter dito. So aabangan ko na lang siya mag-catch up kay 20 moving average and then from there on, dun ako more likely makita ng pump. So right now, we saw that happen dito kay bullish divergence and then yung kailangan nyo nga i-watch out which is yung 20 moving averages palagi for the short term. Actually, kahit anong time frame, 20 moving average. So siguro let's end the video in 5 minutes guys bago tayo mag-end. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis. Kyrie and Kyle's crib, pa-shoutout sir sa mga chikitings ko. Shoutout sa inyo guys. Tapos na ba si Eat? Yup, napasadahan ko na. You could actually scroll back. So, so let's see more questions. Shoutout kay Olan Star Romana. Shoutout din kay Matthew De Guzman. SLP, napasadahan ko siya kanina. Shoutout kay Chaxery Activi. And if you want to drop some support case, you could actually leave some donation down below. And you could also follow my Instagram. Nag-share ako dyan. Yung Instagram ko is yung same sa Twitter handle ko, Tristan Balden. And nag-share ako dyan ng insights on both the crypto market din. So from time to time. And sometime in the future, baka magbigay ako ng raffle. And i-announce ko siya sa Instagram. Nearcoin. Nearcoin, sir. Baka naman. Sige, check natin yung Nearcoin. Hindi ko sure kung saan merong Nearcoin. Ito, Near USDT. Sige. Shoutout kay Hero Karingal. Sir, paano po kayo na-familiarize sa mga divergence and patterns? Actually, nanonood lang din ako dati ng mga technical analysis videos. Pero ngayon, meron ako actually tutorial videos for patterns. Meron akong Gabs Crypto 101 video dyan sa baba. You could actually check that one out. Pero for divergences, kailangan mo lang talaga timingan si dump. Doon mo malalaman yung mga bullish and bearish divergences. So for Nearcoin, let's look at the hourly. So right now, we are breaking out. So of course, dependent siya kay Bitcoin kasi nag-pump si Bitcoin. Kaya nakita tayo ng pump kay Nearcoin. And right now, ang next target niya actually is the 50 moving average. So pwede pa mag-pump palalo si Nearcoin up to the 50 moving average. And possible na mag-play out siya within this moving average. If na-break natin to, makita tayo ng 100 moving average target. 1 Bitcoin yung paraffle ni sir. Tingnan natin, masyado malaki yung 1 Bitcoin. Pero tingnan natin, ang iniisip ko nga na paraffle sa inyo is in crypto din. So, stay tuned sa inyo guys doon regarding that one. So, i-announce ko siya sa Instagram. So, pinag-iisipan ko pa kung paano magiging price niya doon. XRP, sige. Let's take one last look. XRP and then balikan natin si Bitcoin before we head out. Before we end the live. So for XRP, same goes with, of course, in general, kahit anong coin, ang kailangan nyo tingnan dito is yung itong 20 moving average and 50 moving average for both coins. So, ngayon nag-breakout tayo ngayon kay 20 moving average. So, kailangan ngayon is ma-break yung 50 moving average resistance. At kung di natin siya na-break, mag-play tayo around this area. So, of course, dependent siya kay Bitcoin. So, if Bitcoin breaks the 50 moving average, this would more likely break this one too. So, for the short term, kailangan nyo sundan itong 20, 50, and 100 moving average for the short term kay XRP. Now, let's go back to Bitcoin before we end this video. Shout out Ralph Balagtas. Iba ka talaga. Pwede po pa-announce sa Telegram? Sure. Pero yung prizes, pati announcement ng winner, sa Instagram ko siya i-announce if ever. So for Bitcoin, hindi pa natin na-break yung 50 moving average and right now, it's proving to be a strong resistance for this pump. Pero if na-break natin itong moving average, ang next target natin for Bitcoin would be the 100 moving average and that one is around the 33.2k US dollar. So, kailangan natin siya ma-break at that level. Kailangan natin ma-break itong 50 moving average. Do we have Telegram group for insights? Guys, if meron tayong Discord, Telegram, and Facebook group, link is in the description below so you could check that one out. You could join in. Pwede nyo doon makita lahat yung mga ating binibigay na signals at mga emergency trades. Pwede mag-giveaway ka sir ng bass guitar lang. Masyadong malaki yung bass guitar. So hopefully magkaroon po kayo ng charting for seminar analysis for newbies. Meron akong playlist down below pero soon I'm actually checking kung paano yung magiging format natin for charting. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Kasi of course, hindi-fix ko pa siya. Thanks Kinch 2015 for the donation. Thank you very much. Magpapump pa ba si Dipet or magdadump na? As what I mentioned earlier, overbought siya, so possible na magdump siya. Kasi sa short term, sa 15-minute time frame, very overbought na. And yeah, I think that's it for the whole video. So, yun nga, SLP, Axie Infinity Token, kailangan nyo i-watch out itong rising wedge. Pero this is a bearish signal. And if naging bullish tayo dito, ang technical target would be first, bullish technical target would be around 29 US dollars. Pero since this is a bearish pattern, we could actually still see a $12 movement dito. For SLP, currently we're forming a dead cat bounce, so this is a dangerous move. So what must now happen is SLP must sustain this support kay 50 moving average. Kasi kung hindi niya na-sustain yan, we are more likely going to see a dump for SLP in the short term. So scroll back lang kayo guys if you want to see more of this. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. I'll end this video and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.